Good morning, friends. Topic number two, supply. So this presentation is basically based on your study material. So you can take the study material along with your notebook. Whenever you want to take down some notes, just press pass on button and you can write. Just viewing the video will not serve the purpose. So whenever you want to record on your own, you can very well record over here. So this page which shows the nutshell of the topic called supply. So we have 6 to 7 videos for this supply, and each video which contains some 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So you can take a little break and you work out and you come for the next video. So this video is all about chapter number 1, basics, that is supply basics. Yes, let's go to the class. The basic idea behind the supply is the term supply is the most significant term under the GST, as the taxable event in case of the GST, goods and service tax, is the supply of goods or services or both made for the consideration in the course of further errands of business. See, earlier the previous indirect taxes which were about two things. One is about Central Excise Act and Service Tax Act, and for the movement of the goods we have State VAT and CST. This act has been substituted by this new GST Act, pretty well. This is already we discussed in the class, and this is all about the definition called manufacture in case of Central Excise Act, the definition called sale in case of VAT Act. In erstwhile law, that is old Indirect Tax Act, Central Excise and VAT shall be substituted by the new act called GST. In case of services, earlier it was called as Service Tax Act under the Finance Act of 1994. Now the combo is combined in the new act called the GST Act. In that case, there are 4 important definitions for the basic fundamental class. That is about GST on supply, GST on supply definition we are looking, goods is a separate definition, services is a separate definition, consideration is a separate definition, and business and further errands of the business is a separate definition. So this is the basic idea behind this class. The definition, fundamentality. If you look at the basic definition, this definition is supposed to be the important one, and if you understand this definition, this topic gets over. But every subdivisions in the topics are basically based on this definition, prima facie definition called supply. In this supply, the definition which says that the meaning of word called supply is defined in section 7 of the Act. Supply is the term which is replaced by the manufacture or sale of the goods under the erstwhile law of Central Excise and Sales Tax provided or deemed to be provided in case of the services erstwhile laws Service Tax, as defined in the supply definition. The supply definition is basically inclusive definition. Inclusive, which means you can insert any number of words over here. So like if you want to add many more sentences, it is inclusive definition, and it is not a means means that is only, that definition is not given here. A simple part, there are 2 inclusion and 2 exclusion, sorry, not 2, 3 inclusions and 3 exclusions. In first thing is all forms of the goods or supplies such as sale, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease or disposal made, which is about a present, or agreed to made, is a future tense, for a consideration by a person in course of further errands of a business. So the 6 to 7 items are considered to be the business, and this business is meant for the consideration. The consideration is pertaining to further errands of the business. So 3 word business should be there, and consideration should be there, and third, furtherance of the business should be there. So kindly note down business, consideration, and furtherance of business. And 7(1)(a)(b), import of services for consideration, whether or not in the course of consideration. A very simple thing. Once again, in a three concepts. One is about import of services. Please note down, it is all about services for a consideration, whether or not in course of furtherance of business. So the three important words is services, second is consideration, and third is furtherance of business. And third, the activities specified in the schedule 1 made or agreed without consideration. So schedule 1 activity, there are some specific activities with or without consideration as the case may be. The term supply exclude, there are certain items, schedule 3 items, and such activities which are specifically notified or mentioned by the government, which are pertaining to the public authorities as given by the central government notification. Yes, this is explained in this chart. This topic is supposed to be very important one. Let me explain this one. GST on supply of goods, services, or goods or services. For goods is code is, it starts with HSN code. It should be represented in a percentage. And chapter number 1 to 98, it is mentioned in the section 12 of the Act. For services is concerned, it is called SAC code. Chapter number 99, it's a percentage, is defined in the section 13 of the CGST Act. See, this part is very important. Scope of supply. First is 7 subsection 1. 7 subsection 1, small a, small b, small c. And 7(1) small a is different than 7(1)(a). 7(1) subclass A is different than 7(1)(a). See, there's a little bit confusion over here. See, in class number 2, 7(1) small a. In class number 4, 7(1) capital A. 7(1) capital A is explained in schedule 2. See, this is about a basic idea. And supply includes the three form only. One is about a business for a consideration. It's about all forms of supply. The second, we have mentioned that import of services, business or non-business. And third, business, important criterion is business, but no consideration. Only there are 4 activities mentioned in schedule number 1. So what are those activities, 4 activities? We will discuss that point in later classes. Fine. Once again, I'm repeating, 7(1) small a is different, 7(1)a is different. Don't get confusion. 7(1) in 7(1) there are 3 classes. In 7(1)a, schedule 2, supply of the goods versus supply of services. You just classify it whether it is the supply of the goods or supply of services. In 7(2), that is about exclusion of the definition, that is about excludes in supply. Schedule 3, till 2019, 6 transactions were specified transaction. Now 2 more transactions were added in the list, and there are certain items which are notified by the central government, state government or local authority, municipal and panchayat function, that is basic fundamental municipal and panchayat functions. Right. This is given in the definition. See, 7(1)a, b, c and excludes. This is mentioned in the chart over there. So like a for a consideration is mentioned in the schedule 1. And once again I'm repeating, it's a very simple thing. Business definition includes sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, etc. So for a business, consideration in all form of supply. Clause B, import of services, whether it is related to the business or not. And third is about a business, no consideration. Schedule 1, 4 activities. So 7(1)a, schedule 2, which explains that supply of the goods versus supply of services. And 7 to exclusion 6 items plus 2 items. And there are some notified transaction. The notified transaction which are mentioned here, activities undertaken as public authority, basic fundamental municipal functions and panchayat functions are defined in that. Only specific items which are defined over here, and not all the items which are given or the services or the transfer of the goods by the municipal authority which are not covered under here. We have a certain list of specified transaction. You have to go with the specified transactions only and not all. Hope you understand. So in this class, it's a continuation. You have to look at something called as 4 definitions. The 4 definitions are: one is pertaining to goods, second is pertaining to services, and third is pertaining to business, and fourth is related to consideration. So these are the 4 corners of the definition called supply fundamentals. This fundamentals, if you look at that, for a definition is concerned, you have to go very in depthly. Take the study material. In study material, this is a prima facie necessary elements to constitute the supply of the CGST and SGST Act. First, activity involved in supply of the goods, services, or both is done. Second thing is the supply is for consideration unless otherwise specifically provided in specific Schedule 1. Activities are treated as supply even such supply is made is a present tense or agreed to made in future tense with the consideration. And clause number 3, the supply is made in course of further herence of business. And fourth point, the supply is made in taxable territory. We have a definition. You can look at the definition on your own. Taxable territory is nothing but, as we define the country called India, the definition and the geographical boundaries behind that. The supply is a taxable supply. In fact, supply is made to the taxable person. So these are the 6 elements to constitute the meaning of supply. So based on that, the supply definition continues. Fine. Goods. See, supply should be the goods or services. As mentioned in the clause 2 subsection 52 of the CGST Act, goods means every kind of movable property other than money and security, but includes auctionable claims. I'll explain what is auctionable claims. Growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land, which are agreed to be severed before supply or under the contract of supply. So it's a very simple thing. It is about negative definition. Negative definition is it's a combination of not negative definition, which is a combination of both means definition and includes definition. Means every kind of immovable property, they are indirectly interpreting that immovable items are not coming under this category. It's fine. Other than money and security, but includes auctionable claims. So we have a diagram to explain this. See, property and property, it's also movable. Immovable thing is not defined in the General Clause Act. We are taking from not defined in the GST Act. We are taking from the General Clause Act of 1897. The same which has been continuing in the Sale of Goods Act 1930 also. And second thing is immovable property. This is also not defined in the GST Act, taken from the Central Clause Act 1897 and transfer of immovable property. See, as for the property goods definition, it includes auctionable claims and others, which categorize into only one condition. The condition is it should be the movable in nature. And money and security are not included in the definition called goods. Second is immovable. As far as immovable concern is not covered under the Act. Land and building, any services that are related to the land and building are given in this definition, and the services. And it's a simple thing. Post completion is not out of scope. That is mentioned in the Schedule 3. And if it is under construction GST, which means if you are purchasing a property, completion is completed, then there is no GST. Completion is still not completed, then there is a GST. Class number 2 on supply. Goods means every kind of movable property other than money and securities but includes actionable claims. Growing crops, grasses, and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to severed before the supply or under the contract of supply. So this is the basic definition. And second is about services. This is all about goods and service tax. So we have completed the definition called goods, and second we will go to services. Services means anything other than goods, money, and securities. So here the important point is other than. Here the other than which talks about it's a negative definition, but it is also an inclusive definition. Activities relating to the use of money or in conversion by any other mode. Say example, if you are converting Indian rupee into American dollar, there is a services. For that you have to pay GST. From one currency to another currency or denomination of another form of currency with separate consideration, it is nothing but a commission. Money exchanging commission. This is all about the services. So this is the basic fundamental definition of the goods and the services. This definition is important, but examination point of view, define goods or services, they will not ask you an examination. It's very simple. And the next important definition is consideration. So GST supply definition we discussed in the last class, that is chapter video number 1. Supply on goods or services or goods and services for a consideration. So there is a definition of consideration. As per section 231 of the Act, consideration in relation to the supply of the goods or services or both includes any payment or to be made. Made is about present and to be made in future. So the GST is also leviable on the future goods also, whether in money or otherwise. Money means directly exchange of something, otherwise means any form exchange or barter system like that. We will discuss that thing in separate topic called 7.1a. In response to for the inducement of the supply or the goods or both whether by the recipient or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government or central government or state government. However, a deposit given in respect of such goods or services or both shall not be considered for the payment such supply unless the supplier's deposit for the consideration for the said supply. We'll explain this point later. The monetary value. The monetary value is for any act. It is a negative definition which is mentioned in the Indian Contract Act. Any act that is activity or forbearance not doing that activity, or I'm sacrificing something in respect of response for the inducement of the supply of the goods or both. See, apart from that, we have something for act and abstinence. It's taken from Indian Contract Act. Another example is here. A agrees to pay B a stipulated sum. He does not file a suit against A. It is a forbearance. Here B's abstinence, that is negative act. Negative means it's not against law. Negative means it is allowed as per law, and for that filing of suit against a person, not filing of suit against a person is a negativity, but in the same time it is allowed under any law. It's valid consideration for A promises to pay within stipulated time. In addition, same thing as taken from that Indian Contract Act, past consideration, present consideration, and future thing. There are two types of consideration. One is monetary consideration, that is anything which is exchanging by way of bill of exchange. Here, look at this: letter of credit, draft, pay order, traveler check, money order, postal or electronic remittance, or any other similar instrument. And second thing is monetary consideration. See, monetary consideration, we'll read the sentence first and we'll explain the example so that you can easily understand the logic. Non-monetary consideration means a compensation in kind such as following: supply of the goods and services in return for the provision of services. I am giving some services for you, in return you are giving some services for me. Refraining or forbearing to an act in relation to the in return of for provision for services. It's all about last sentence. Here provision for services, here provision for services, here provision for services in return. So simply you have to remember supply of the goods and services in return, refraining or forbearing, tolerating an act or situation, doing or agreeing. So these are the four keywords. I'll tell you the point again. Supply of the goods or services, refraining or forbearing, tolerating an act or situation, doing or agreeing to an act. So this is the basic definition of non-monetary consideration. Here the chart which explains the same. You can look the chart at your own. See, this is an example. A agrees to dry clean B's clothes. And in return B agrees to click A's photograph. There is no money involved. One person is doing a service, another person in return he is doing some other services. In that situation there is a consideration in the form of non-monetary basis. Second, A agrees not to open dry clean shop in B's neighborhood. B agrees not to open photography shop in A's neighborhood. In that situation, so it's a mutually abstinence. If I am not doing something or forbearing, for that the other person is also not doing something. Third example, A agrees to design B house. For that, and in return B agrees not to object to construction of A's house in his neighborhood. So designing is a service, for that non-objection is another services. Example number 4, A agreed to construct 3 flats for B on land owned by B. B agrees to provide 1 flat to A without any monetary consideration. Here construction is one service in that here. For that in return, 1 flat will be provided by the person who gets the construction from some other person. So these are the examples of non-monetary consideration. Let's go with an example. There are 3 things. One is past, present and future. And second thing is about returning of something. Returning of something is both consideration, which is inclusive of both monetary and non-monetary. Consideration is a quid pro quo, something back in return. If one person is giving consideration and he is not getting some consideration from some other person, in that situation this thing will not come. It's a simple thing. So basics, goods definition is completed, services is completed, third is consideration is completed. In consideration we have two things. One is monetary consideration and non-monetary consideration. Another 2 important vital definitions are furtherance of business, and second thing is about what do you mean by business. If we understand these 5 things, then we will go to the 7 1 clause, subclause A, B and C. The supply is made in course of course or furtherance of business. GST is a tax only on those supplies that in course of the furtherance of business. Any supply made by the individual in his personal capacity do not come under the ambit of GST unless they fall within the definition of business. So if I am purchasing for my personal purpose, in that situation there is no furtherance of business. Let's go an example. R buys a car for personal use and after a year he sells it car dealer. Such transaction of supply is not made by R in course of furtherance of the business in terms of CGST and SGST Act. Further, no ITC was allowed. In that time, it is meant for the non-business use. Hence, the sale of car by R is not a supply in course of furtherance of business. However, if the dealer sells it further, you can go with the thing. Let me explain that concept. Here, sale of car simple by Mr. R. So it's basically a goods by a person and purpose personal. Condition no ITC. Then so final conclusion comes as Simple, no further errands of business. Simple logic. So if a person sells a car for the personal purpose by Mr. let's say to Mr. P. So the transaction done by the Mr. P, simple, done by P is not a business transaction. We'll tell you an example. Is a car, is a goods. Simple thing. It's a goods by a person that is also satisfied. Purpose, personal purpose. So goods sale of car by a person by Mr. R, purpose personal, to whom he sold the car to Mr. P. No ITC because it's not related to a business. Input tax credit. Transaction done by P is not a further errands of the business. In case if B sells this car to Mr. Y, simple, is a dealer in car. So in that case, here further errands of business will come. Obviously, further errands of business will obviously play. Simple logic. So this is all about further errands of business. Simple condition there are. So let's back to the thing. In that case, so further errands of business. Next thing, business. Business in that case, any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vacation, adventure, vigor or any other similar activity, whether or not it is for the pecuniary benefit, any benefit around. Any activity or transaction with incidental activity or ancillary to the subclause A, any activity or transaction in the nature. See the difference between clause 2 and clause 3 is it is a connection. It is a connection. Simple thing. Here it is a nature. Rest of that every point which comes as similar. And fourth is supply of goods including capital gain and services in connection with commencement or closure of business. Capital goods, it's a fixed asset item. So if you are purchasing any fixed asset item, obviously GST will come. In case if you want to close down the business, in that situation, if you are selling any fixed asset pertaining to your business, then the GST will also come. Next is provision by a club, association, society or any such body or facility or the benefit to the members will come. Admission for the consideration of any person to any premises, it's any entry pass like that, the GST will come. Services supplied by the person as a holder of an office which has been accepted by him in course or furtherance of the trade, person, profession or vocation will come. It is not for a very simple thing. Employee-employee relation comes. That's a specific amount, rupees 50,000. We'll look into the amount in later classes. So in that situation will not come. So services by a race club by way of totalizer or license or bookmaster in such club or any other activity which is undertaken by the central government in this regard will come. So you have a look over the definition. This definition is only for the understanding in examination point of view. What is business? They will not ask you. So no need to worry about the definition. A simple explanation over here is a property is a like a goods definition is given, immovable definition is given. Let's back to the pavilion. It's a very simple thing. See, GST is on tax of supply of the goods supply or goods and supply, class number 3. In the continuation of the class number 2, there are some doubts related to further hence of business. And some students wants to uh, repeat that example which are given in the class number 2 for them. We will give you more clarity on the same example. That example are as follows. Purchased by business are for personal purpose, no furtherance of business. Once it is for the personal purpose, ITC is not eligible to take down. It is given in the chapter number 6. We will discuss that ITC point later. So there is no ITC is allowed. Therefore, it is not a taxable supply. And there are some conditions. The conditions are subject to condition not fitted in any clause of the business. We have some 8 to 9 clauses are business and shall not fit in schedule 1. Sir, what is schedule 1? Next question. This is schedule 1. Activities to be treated as supply even if made without consideration. In the given example, we don't have the consideration. We have a consideration part, but in the same time, like it is mentioned for the personal purpose. So GST shall be attracted only, which is a taxable supply. So these are the conditions to be satisfied. So much more important point to be noted, and we will explain this point later. And much important point here is understanding. See here in section 7, let's take a example. Section 7 1 note A. See, in section 7 subsection 1, clause A, clause B and clause C, and section 7 1A, this is different, and here 7(1)(a) is different. 7 section 1 clause A is something different. 7(1)(a) is different. So that is the main important difference. Now we are going to discuss section 7(1) clause A. See, there are 3 important points to be. It's a tri-party definition. 3 important point. All forms of supply of goods or services. Goods or services, the definition has already been explained. For a consideration, the meaning of consideration is explained already. The consideration is divided into 2 things. One is monetary consideration. Second thing is non-monetary consideration. In the course of furtherance of business, just now we have discussed that point. So the term supply is very wide and includes all forms of supply of the goods or services or both. And there are some illustrative lists for understanding. This is only illustrative list, and in future some of the thing may come. It may fit in this definition. Subject to condition, all the conditions need to be satisfied. Is for a consideration. Yes, definition is over. By a person, who is a person, is as defined in the Income Tax Act. That person, individual, HUF, there is a separate definition. I'm just telling you this. No, anyway, no problem. I will take down this person definition for this GST Act. Goods over, services over. See, here some of the definition. It is given in the page number 2.19. For definition, taxable territory as defined in the class number 1. Taxable territory means the territory to which the provision of this act shall apply to the definition called India. We have already explained that taxable supply, even though it is fitted in supply, GST is attracted only for the taxable supply. Taxable person, a supply must be made to the taxable person to attract the GST. However, the recipient of goods can be either taxable or non-taxable person. Supply made by the non-taxable person to another taxable person, note down important thing, supply made by taxable person, non-taxable person to another taxable person shall not constitute taxable supply under GST. This is an important point. Whenever the relevancy will come, I will explain that point. And as defined in the Act, is a taxable person, is section 2 subsection 84, not taxable person, a person. The same definition, 2 subsection here, 2 subsection 107 explains taxable person, 2 subsection 84 which explains the person definition. A person includes an individual, HUF, company, firm, LLP, AOP, BOI, whether incorporated or not in India, outside India, any corporation established by the Central Act or Provincial Act or a government company as defined in the section 245 of the Companies Act, any corporate yet incorporated by or under the laws of country outside India, local authority, a central government or state government, any societies registered under Societies Act of 1860, trust, AOP not falling on the above, shall constitute the definition called a person. So, see, initially we have many definition. First, some few classes, if you understand the definition properly, the concept is very simple to understand. See here, this is about a person definition. Anyway, every class I will revise the definition so that it will enter into your mind. So for a consideration, yes, quid pro quo, something back in return for both the parties. By a person, just now we saw the definition. In course of furtherance of the business, initially we discussed this point. And some of the illustrative items, sale, absolutely, the definition given over here is nothing but a sale of goods definition. The act of selling, specifically transfer of ownership and transfer of property, one person to another person for a price consideration. The exchange of commodity for money, the action of selling something. The exchange of the goods or services for an amount, money or its equivalent, that act of selling. Normally, it is explained in the sale definition. And transfer from one place to another place, or legally transfer by one person to another person. Barter, much important point. Barter is nothing but exchanging of the goods other than money. Exchange of the goods, money as well as other goods. The main difference between the barter and exchange is, in barter there is no money involved. In exchange, may or may not the money is involved in the transaction. License, to give someone official permission to do or to have something. A permit authority to own or use something, do a particular thing, carry on a trade. A contract allowing someone to use a proprietary product or services. And rental inoperable and lease inoperable. More or less rental and lease are similar, but slight difference between the thing. And as far as GST class is concerned, please do not make much difference between, do not do research in rental and lease. And is absolutely disposal. It's somewhat important here. Final placement of items of waste, excess, scrap, etc. under the proper process, it's like a storage. No intention to retrieve. Disposal may be accompanied by abandonment and destruction, interment, incineration, donation, sale, etc. The donation we have a practical question. However, it's worth emphasizing here that besides above illustrative forms of supply, there can be other forms of supply of the goods or services or both. As already mentioned, that this is inclusive definition, some of the illustrative only. If you want to pose any more situation that we may not face on today, we will be facing that situation on future. And second criterion to be noticed is future supply shall also be covered in the transaction. Sir, what is future supply? Same Sale of Goods Act definition. Sale of Goods Act definition is derived from a general clause act. Agreed or made to agreed shall be recovered. The use of expression agreed to be made is important part. Agreed to be made is about the future. Supply of goods or services both in future shall also be subject to tax. See, next three lines is not relevant now. There is something called as composition tax. We will come to this point later on. So this is the point. So this clause is 7(1)(a). We'll explain the point very clearly. 7(1) clause A. All forms of goods, services are both for the consideration in the course of furtherance of the business, for a consideration by a person in course of furtherance of business. These sale, transfer, barter, license, rental, lease, disposal, which are in the nature of business, the business should be in present or it may agreed in future, which means past, present and future, these three transactions which are covered under the definition called supply. See here, we'll explain the logic. As far as 7(1)(a) is concerned, it is a worthwhile definition. All forms of supply, sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, disposal on goods or services in the course of furtherance of business, which collects form part of consideration. Section 331 is already discussed monetary transaction or monetary consideration or non-monetary consideration from the recipient or any other third party. Forbearance, act of forgoing something, is also deemed to be a consideration. We have enoughly discussed in the topic called consideration. This is a key point. See, 7(1)(a), this is about a definition. We have some practical questions on 7(1)(a). We'll discuss the question for the better understanding. It's question number 1. It's a steady material sum 2, and in steady material you have a sum number 1. The Damodar Charitable Trust, a trust who gets eye treatment of need of people of free of cost, donates clothes and toys to the children who are living in the slum area. C. So question is whether it is a supply or not as per section 7. See, section 7 of the CGST Act inter alia provides that supply must be made for the consideration. Here the consideration missing, except the activities specified in the schedule 1. So obviously yes. What is mentioned in the activities in the schedule 1? See, these are the activities. Business asset, no. Supply between distinct person, related person, we will look at the definition later. Fine. Principal and agent relationship, no, is not coming in the 1. Import of services to related person, establishment outside to any person, no, is not fit. So schedule 1 comes even though without consideration it forms part of supply. And in course of furtherance of the business, donation shall not constitute the furtherance of business. So since both the elements are missing, donation of clothes and toys to the children living in area would not amount to supply under section 7 of the CGST Act. That's it. Supply, class number 4. So many of the students are requested to take both in Tamil as well as English. அதனால இன்னைக்கு ரெண்டுத்திலயும் போலாம்னு இருக்கேன். And first let me take in English, அதுக்கப்புறம் தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன் சேம் பாயிண்ட். 7.1a நேற்று we have discussed a sum. இன்னைக்கு அதோட கண்டினியூவேஷன் பார்க்கலாம். For understanding purpose, I am repeating once again. Supply is a very wide term and includes all the supply of goods or services or both, which means goods and services. சொன்ன மாதிரி பிஸ்னஸ்ன்ற டெஃபினேஷன் எடுத்தோம்னா சேல், டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர், பார்ட்டர், இது எல்லாமே எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச், லைசன்ஸ், ரெண்டல், லீஸ், டிஸ்போசல், இது இன்டெப்த்தாக பார்க்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. பட் த பாயிண்டர்ஸ் என்னன்னா, இது இருந்ததுன்னா இட் இஸ் சப்போஸ் டு பி சப்ளை அப்படின்றத கண்டிஷன். ஸோ எனக்கு சொன்ன மாதிரி 3 கண்டிஷன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆகணும். ஒன்று கன்சிடரேஷன், ரெண்டாவது பை அ பர்சன் இன் கோர்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபர்தர் ஹேரன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பிஸ்னஸ். இந்த 3 கண்டிஷனும் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா தென் அந்த கான்செப்ட் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா 7.1a கவர் ஆகும். See, these are the point. Section 7.1a supply includes all forms such as sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, disposal on goods as well as services or both in course of furtherance of business for a consideration. Consideration is nothing but monetary, non-monetary from the recipient or any other third party or forbearance by the recipient. This consideration, anything which is forgone, எதான விட்டு கொடுத்தோம் அப்படின்னாலும் அதுக்கு we are getting some amount அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னாலும் அதுக்கும் it is coming. That is a basic idea. And moreover நேற்று ஒரு இனிஷியல் சம் ஒன்று பார்த்தோம், சம் நம்பர் 1 and சம் நம்பர் 1 as well as சம் நம்பர் 8 எல்லாமே ரெப்பிட்டேஷனாக தான் இருக்கு. இங்கே பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா கொஷின் நம்பர் 8ல சுதாகர் சேரிட்டபிள் ட்ரஸ்ட், a trust that gets high treatment of unprivileged children done for the cost, donates clothes and toys of the children living in the slum area. The question is given in page number 2.27. அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you will get an idea. Basic idea behind that is, first thing is consideration, yes, missing. ரெண்டாவது activities consideration இல்லை, activities given in the schedule ஒன்னா இல்லை, 4 activities அது we already discussed. And related to business, that is also not coming. So எல்லா கண்டிஷனும் மிஸ் ஆனதுனால it is not a taxable supply as per section 7. Simple deal. Same question தான் question number 11ல Sriram Charitable Trust, a trust that gets a neuro treatment of unprivileged children done free of cost, donates clothes and food to children living in a slum area. Obviously it's not a supply as per section 7. இங்க 7.1a பிஸ்னஸ்ன்றது பார்த்தோம், கன்சிடரேஷன் பார்த்தோம், ஆல் ஃபார்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் சப்ளை பார்த்தோம், இந்த 3 கண்டிஷன். இப்போ we are going to discuss a concept called 7.1b, import of service, business or non-business. Important point. இது கொஞ்சம் ட்ரிக்கியான டெஃபினிஷன். ஸோ இது கொஞ்சம் கேர்ஃபுல்லாக வந்துட்டு பார்த்தோன்னா கன்வீனியண்ட்டாக இருக்கும். இதில் 7 இந்த பார்ட் 2 பாயிண்ட், கூட்ஸ், இந்த இது கூட்ஸ், ரெண்டாவது சர்வீசஸ். ஆஸ் ஃபார் அஸ் கூட்ஸ் இஸ் கன்சர்ன், நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, ஆஸ் ஃபார் அஸ் இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் கூட்ஸ் இஸ் கன்சர்ன், either for business or non-business, for consideration or non-consideration, is out of GST scope. Goods என்ற டெஃபினிஷன்ல வந்ததுன்னா இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் கூட்ஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, நான் பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, கன்சிடரேஷனாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, நோ கன்சிடரேஷனாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஜிஎஸ்டி வில் நாட் அட்ராக்டட். என்ன ரீசன் அப்படின்னா இட் இஸ் கவர்டுன்றது கஸ்டம்ஸ் ஆக்ட். அங்கே கஸ்டம்ஸ் ஆக்ட் வரதுனால எர்ஸ்ட்வைல் பல ஆக்ட், சேல்ஸ் ஆக்ட், சேல்ஸ் டேக்ஸ் ஆக்ட், வேட்டு, சர்வீஸ் டேக்ஸு, பல ஸ்டேட் சென்ட்ரல் இதெல்லாம் வந்து ஜிஎஸ்டியில் கொண்டு வந்தாலும் பட் ஸ்டில் கஸ்டம்ஸ் ஆக்ட் இஸ் கண்டினியூயிங். அதனால இந்த எஸ்வைல் இது வந்து உள்ள வராது. அண்ட் ரெண்டாவது பாயிண்ட் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் வந்துட்டு வரும். தட் இஸ் கவர்ட் இன் த செக்ஷன் 7.1 subsection B. அதுதான் இங்கே கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் ஒன்லி, நாட் ஃபார் த குட்ஸ். அது பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, நான் பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஜிஎஸ்டி ஷுட் பி லெவிட் அண்ட் கலெக்டட் ஆஸ் பர் through RCM. RCM ன்றது reverse charge mechanism. யார் வாங்குறாங்களோ, the person who consumes the services have to pay or has to pay. Suppose the person purchase the goods or not goods, procure the services, has to pay GST under reverse charge mechanism. ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட். ரிவர்ஸ் சார்ஜ் மெக்கானிசம் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ₹1 நீங்க வந்துட்டு பே பண்ணணும். இதுக்கு த்ரெஷோல்டு லிமிட்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய விஷயம் இஸ் நாட் அட்ராக்டட். ஸோ ஜிஎஸ்டி பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் தான் லெவிட் அண்ட் கலெக்டட் ஆஸ் பர் த ஜிஎஸ்டி லா த்ரூ RCM. திரும்ப சொல்கிறேன், இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, நான் பிஸ்னஸ்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சரி, கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கணும். இருந்ததுன்னா இதில் வரும். இது கொஞ்சம் டெக்னிக்கலாக வில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் திஸ். 7(1)(b). See here 7(1)(b). The import of services, once again I'm repeating, goods இது வராது. GST ஆக்டுக்குள்ளே goods வராது. Shall be treated as a supply if such import is for consideration, although such import of services may or may not be in the course of further errands of business or not. business இருந்தாலும் சரி, நான் business இருந்தாலும் சரி, கன்சிடரேஷன்ற ஒரு பாயிண்ட் இருந்ததுன்னா கண்டிப்பாக வரும். ஸோ இதுதான் இந்த எம்பசிஸ் ஆன் திஸ் செக்ஷன். நாம் சொன்ன மாதிரி RCM பேசிஸில் பண்ணணும். நோ ஃபார்வர்ட் சார்ஜ் மெக்கானிசம். இது ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் இருக்கு. R is a supply of goods located in New Delhi in December 2019. He has imported business consultancy services from China for a stipulated consideration of $50,000. The importation of services in the given case fall within the ambit of the term supply. As a consideration in course of furtherance of the business shall be liable to GST. Condition number 1, import of services. Import of services இருக்கா? Yes, import of services இருக்கு. ரெண்டாவது முக்கியமான விஷயம், கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கா? எஸ், கன்சிடரேஷனும் இருக்கு. அப்போ அந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷனும் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆச்சுன்னா பிஸ்னஸ் கன்சல்டன்சி சர்வீசஸ். பிஸ்னஸ்க்கு இருக்கா இல்லையான்றது irrelevant. 7(1)(b) பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் சர்வீசஸா கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கான்ற பாயிண்ட் தான். இந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷன் இங்க இருக்கிறதுனால இட் ஷால் பி ட்ரீட்டட் அஸ் த சர்வீசஸ். ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். திரும்ப சொல்றேன், 7(1)(b) பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் எனக்கு ரெண்டு கண்டிஷன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆகணும். பிஸ்னஸ்க்கா பர்சனல்கான்ற கண்டிஷன் தேவையில்லை. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட் கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கா. ரெண்டாவது பாயிண்ட் ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் லாஜிக், கன்சிடரேஷன் இது வந்துட்டு இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் ஆயிருக்கா. பிஸ்னஸ்க்கு இல்லையான்ற கண்டிஷன் வேண்டாம். எஸ், ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் திஸ் எக்ஸாம்பிள். அடுத்தது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்பர் 2. R is a supplier of the goods located in New Delhi. In July 2018, he has imported the architecture services from a relative consultant located in China without any consideration. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட், வித்தவுட் எனி கன்சிடரேஷன். அப்போ மானிட்டரி ஆர் நான் மானிட்டரி ஃபார் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் ஆஃப் பர்சனல் யூஸ். அப்போ எனக்கு இதை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், இந்த செக்ஷன் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், ஆஸ் ஃபார் 7(1)(b) பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் லாஜிக். எனக்கு 7 subsection 1 B எனக்கு வரணும்னா I have to satisfy two condition. Condition number 1, consideration. This is supposed to be the checklist. Condition number 2, that is ரொம்ப முக்கியமான பாயிண்ட், and import of services. இதுல ரொம்ப முக்கியமான பாயிண்ட் வந்து and. அப்போ இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்பர் 2ல இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் இருக்கு, சந்தோஷம். கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கா? இல்ல. அப்போ இதுல முக்கியம் பிசினஸ் or not is irrelevant here. business or not is irrelevant here. Hope you understand. Consideration and importation of services, business or not is relevant here. So இந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷன்ஸ் வந்துட்டு ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஸோ லாஜிக்காக பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா இந்த இடத்துல வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்பர் 2ல வந்துட்டு hope you understand. This is 7(1)(b). We'll repeat that point again. Import of the goods. நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. Import of the goods for the business or non-business, consideration or no consideration, GST will not be coming. The reason is it has to be collected under the customs law and not in this act. ரெண்டாவது, import of services, it has to be collected. One is for the business and second thing is for the non-business, and the two for the consideration. 7(1)(b). இதுல ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட் அண்ட் கண்டிஷன், அதாவது இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் இருக்கணும், கன்சிடரேஷன் இருக்கணும். பிஸ்னஸ் ஆர் நான் பிஸ்னஸ் வந்து இஸ் நாட் சப்போஸ் டு பி த ரெலவென்ட் பாயிண்ட் இயர். ஸோ இந்த ஒரு பாயிண்ட் மட்டும் 7(1)(b)ல நோட்டில் எழுதிக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா இந்த லாஜிக் வந்து ரொம்ப 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 இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட், மறந்துட வேண்டாம். See, this is explained in the example. Supplier, consideration, recipient is Indian. So import of services, consideration, both the thing got satisfied, and recipient is an Indian, business entity, non-business entity, no problem at all. So for both the cases, supply. So it has to be collected under the IGST. First classலயே பார்த்தோம், இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் கூட்ஸ் வந்து எந்த டியூட்டியில் கலெக்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு பார்த்தோம்னா ஐஜிஎஸ்டியில் கலெக்ட் பண்ணணும். எந்த இதில் கலெக்ட் பண்ணணும்னா ஆர்சிஎம் அப்படின்ற கான்செப்டில் கலெக்ட் பண்ணணும். ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம், மறந்துட வேண்டாம். இதில் ஒரு இன்டர்பிரேஷன் இருக்கு, அது பின்னாடி வரும்போது will tell you the concept. இது வந்து 7(4)ஓடது லிங்க்டு. ஹோப் 7(1)(b) புரிஞ்சிருக்கும் நான் நம்புறேன். நான் செக் பண்ணலாம் 7(1)(b)ல ஏதாவது சம் இருக்கா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பார்க்கலாம். எஸ், we have sum number 3. Take sum number 3. Pragati received legal services for her personal problem and paid £1,000 as a legal fee to Ms. Unnati of UK, London. So இது சப்ளை ஆகுமா ஆகாதான்றதான் கொஸ்டின். நான் சொன்ன ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட் கன்சிடர் பண்ணுங்க பார்க்கலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட், இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸா? எஸ், டன். ரெண்டாவது பாயிண்ட், கன்சிடரேஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்களா? கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. பர்சனலா பிஸ்னஸா அப்படின்றது irrelevant. ஸோ இந்த இதில் இந்த டெஃபினிஷன் எழுதும் போது எழுதணும். ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் கேட்டிங்க இல்லையா? ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் இதுதான் மேட்டர். செக்ஷன் சப்ளை அண்டர் செக்ஷன் 7 CGST 2017 inter alia includes import of services for a consideration even though it is not in the furtherance of business. Thus, although import of services by Pragati is not in the course of ordinary settlement, related to business கிடையாது, but it would amount to supply. Further, import of supply services by a taxable person from a related person outside India. Second question கேட்டிருக்கான், whether above activity of import service would amount to supply. It's fine if in the above case both of them are real sisters and no consideration will be paid. I will come this point later in the next class. இதோட கண்டினியூவேஷனோட பார்த்துடலாம். 7(1)(a)ல இருந்து நான் வேற ஒரு பாயிண்ட் இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் அப்படின்ற கான்செப்டை கொண்டு போறேன். அதில் கொண்டு போனேன்னா அதில் வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி கிடைக்கும். அதுதான் இந்த சார்ட்ல கொடுத்துருக்கும். இம்போர்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ், நோ கன்சிடரேஷன், ரெசிபியன்ட்,